Well, hello again, YouTube. Got little Ania with us again today. Happy days. Today's job. What's today's job? Excuse me. What we're doing today?
I don't remember.
Which one we're working on?
With steering rack.
Steering rack on the MG. So this one's MGB Part 2 of the nearly completed MG that we've had for more years than I care to admit to. But what we're going to do today, obviously the last video when Rebecca wasn't with us, I got the engine sat at the right height at the expense of the steering rack. So I've had an idea what we're going to do to kind of space the crossmember down, shave a little bit more off the front cover and get the steering rack fitting. So that's today's job. What we're doing? We'll cross no fingers. Yeah, keeping everything crossed so it's going to work, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you can, it's going to help with the caster. I've seen on the internet that people angle the crossmember down at the front to aid with a little bit of caster, get the correct sort of caster on the car. So that's what we're looking at doing. Just obviously it'll help a little bit more caster as always. That's never a bad thing, is it? So it'll help with the handling of the car on the circuit, on the tracks and stuff. And I might have this one as a bit road legal as well, MOT exempt and stuff. So it'll help with that. Give us a little bit more clearance on the steering rack without having to lift the engine up anymore. I think I can take another 2 or 3 mil off the bottom of the front cover. Going to have a look at that just now, and then basically stick the jack under the crossmember, loosen the 4 bolts, drop that down, put the rack on, and see what the space is. And we've got some weird faces going on behind us. But yeah, so time I think to stick some background music on so you can sing your little heart out. You think?
Yay!
And get the garage open, get the toolboxes out the way, and let's get a start on this one. Right, so what we're doing now, obviously seeing what the clearance issues is. So Rebecca, as you can just see my other marks before, but Rebecca's going to get the pen in and mark where the top of the rack is touching the front cover. Can you manage?
My eyes have gone bright.
Oh, the light in your eyes.
Yeah.
Hang on, is that better?
It's
that way?
because like the light was shining in my eyes. Oh.
So, just get it as close to the rack as what you can, drawing around it and stuff. Draw down the side of it as well, if you can, please, Betty.
That's what I'm doing.
Good girl.
Done.
And then, lovely. So I've already kind of marked the top, haven't we? So
yes.
Now we know where it is, so we can kind of gauge, pull the rack out and gauge how far down it needs to come. I can have a look and see how much, if I put my fingers in there, how much more of this that we can shave off at the top. Oh shit, there's the rack out the way. How much more that we can shave off safely without going into any oil ways and stuff. I think I can probably get another 2 or 3 mil off there, and then we're going to just get in here where this spacer is here, excuse fingers, into there. The caster kit's what you can buy on the interweb. The sliding forwards here, so that effectively this cross member is tilted more that way, so it'll stay the same at the back and bring it down at the front. So that's what we're going to do, which is twofold. It'll bring the shocker away from the exhaust, which is handy, and get the engine clearance nicer, handy, and also give it a little bit extra sort of caster, so that when it's driving round, the front wheels kind of follow. So that if, in effect, if you have it, imagine like that, you're going to make it like that, so that imagine a trolley wheel, the trolley wheels follow them a little bit more. If you have it like that, it kind of starts to waggle and it sort of shit itself a little bit. If you have it like that, the front wheels will follow. So that's what we're aiming to do now. We bet it's just marking a little bit more, but I'm going to pull the rack out the way now, see what we can get in with a grinder. Oh, of course. Oh, you're just colouring it in, are you?
Yeah.
So I'll pull the rack completely out, get the grinder in, see what we can grind out, and then we'll take the 4 bolts off, drop the cross member, and start packing it out with spacers. And then
you can see the spot.
Lovely, thank you. And then pack it out with spacers, and then see how big a bigger spacer we're going to have to get made. Happy days, eh?
Yeah. stopping it.
Right. So we've gone, I think, about as much as I dare really. Even half that nut's gone now, the blanking plug rather. So that's kind of all flush there. I don't really want to take much more of that out, to be fair, but we've ground that. So next job, get the jack under here. We're going to take, there's 4 bolts, sort of 2 either side. So wherever they go through, I don't know, we'll get them from the top anyway. So we'll drop them 4 bolts out, take them off, lower the crossmember down, put the rack on, raise it back up and kind of work out from there, get the measuring stick out and see kind of how far away we are, yeah. And then we'll measure it with washers, pack it with washers. Once we've got it nice, we can, once we get it nice, we can have a proper measure. And then a very nice man on YouTube who follows us, Stevie GTR, thank you very much, sir. I'll give a fag pack of drawing over to you, and if your offer is still available, it will be much appreciated. But yeah, we'll get on with that now. Happy days. So that's job down. Well, must be about half an inch or so there, I would say. So I haven't took the bolts fully out the front because of the pig, because they actually live inside here. I don't know if you can kind of see the other side of the bolt up there somewhere. Kind of sits up in that little box section and never pig to get out. So we'll do that kind of once when I need to take them out, because the ones that I seem to have seen on the internet, they like kind of slide in, but I don't like that idea, because to me, if they slide in, they can also slide out. So I don't know kind of how best to do it yet, but yeah, that's something to think about, whether we have it sliding from the other end, because the ones at the back here, well, the bolts fell out, but it's literally just through there. It's just kind of a bolt straight through there, straight up, done. So we'll have a think about that. But what we're going to do now, bolt the rack on. It has got a slight oil leak now on here. Just see a little bit on my fingers there, but now a bit of chemical metal won't solve, because it'll just be leaking out of where I've ground it to where I imagine, but we'll clean that up and stick a bit of chemical metal on and stuff. So yeah, going to put the rack, clean this up a little bit, put the rack on, and then just jack it up to see how far up we can go, so that there's still a couple of mil clearance. The engine on these should, in theory, it should pick this side up. When it's like the torque of the engine should make the engine kind of go that way. So in theory, it doesn't need much of a gap on this side, because it's always going to be pulling away from it, if I've kind of worked it out right. But we'll have a, you know, we'll have enough of a gap, and then yeah, so we'll give it a quick clean up with a rag, put the rack in, jack it up, not yet Bex, and then see kind of how much of a spacer we need. But I dare see, actually, that spacer we've got there, I don't think it's going to, I reckon it's going to be about 10 mil we'll need on the front, going back to probably a couple of mil on the back, so that it'll space the whole lot down. Oh, we've got a little smiler there. So yeah, give a rag, give it a quick wipe down, and then get the rack bolted in, and it's that 2 steps forward, 1 step back from the other day is hopefully now going to start to become a step forward again. But yeah, fingers crossed. So rack's kind of back in place. We still have clearance issues on this front cover. So what I'm going to do now, I can't really lower it crossmember anymore, because there's not enough threads. I'm already going to have to use sort of half nylocks anyway. Plan B is, can you pan back to where the jack's on, Becky?
What?
At the back, can you just point the camera to where the back is? I'll see where the jack is.
Yeah. So
gearbox crossmember. My next plan is almost like a seesaw effect. Lower that gearbox crossmember down, take the 4 bolts out, just kind of lower it down on the jack so that it tips the whole engine forward, and see how far we need to be away. See if I can just stick a couple of washers maybe between the mountain and the chassis, and if hopefully that would be enough to lift this up, maybe it's 10 mil, 5 to 10 mil, which is, if we can do that, we're laughing. So, bloody hell. You know when you wish you just stuck with the standard standard front cover instead of trying to modernise it and make it a bit safer, but so this is the things that people don't tell you about, innit? Oh, so that's my next plan of action. Drop the Crossmember down.
What happens if it doesn't work?
If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to put a bigger engine mounting on this side, because they're standard, I believe they have 2 different size engine mountings, so I'll have to put the taller engine mounting in this side, which will pick this side of the engine up. And then look at how we're going to get the bonnet to close around this air filter. Might have to just pick the back of the bonnet up or something. But yeah, once again, this car's proven it's going to fight us all the way. But it's not going to beat her, is it?
No.
So, let's get on with it now.
Woo!
Well, plan B didn't work. We've dropped the gearbox down as far as I dare on the gearbox bracket. I was hoping it would kind of do that with the whole lot, but it's kind of just kept the front where it is and just went like that and dropped the back down. So the front hasn't lifted. So, as a standard car, they'd come with 2 different size engine mounts. I believe it's the driver's side that has the taller of the engine mounts in to accommodate for the steering rack and give a little bit of extra clearance as a standard car. What I've done is put 2 passenger side ones in, 2 lower ones in, thinking get the engine as low as possible, but it's looking like it's coming back to bite us in the arse. So I'm going to jack the engine up on the sump again, whip that side engine mount out. I do have, where have I put it on there? So it's about the width of my finger there, taller. So obviously I bought them as a pair originally and then bought 2 passenger ones, bought another passenger side one, so I'm going to put this one in. It is a brand new item, although it's a bit thingy off storage, but I'm going to try and put this one in, and fingers crossed we drop the engine down. We're going to have to keep everything crossed, darling, aren't we?
Yeah.
It'll work. If this doesn't work, I don't know, do we set fire to it? We pull the engine out and just put something else in and go and race it somewhere else? Put a non-V8 in, or you know, something totally different, or fabricate something different? I don't know. Kind of running out of ideas now.
Fingers crossed. Plan
yes,
C works.
Plan C works. Otherwise, we have to think of a plan D. So that's me. I'm gonna have my cup of coffee and then jack that engine up. Fingers crossed we can kind of do it easily enough in place, and just kind of whip the mount out, put that one in, he says, because it's just going to work as easy as having it, obviously.
I'm going to have my cup of lemon juice.
I think we should. And then it's running out of ideas. But the issue when we lift it up is going to be back to air filter. It's probably going to hit the bonnet again. Don't know why we have to run these stupid bloody air filters this tall, but never mind. It's the championship regulations for the MGB V8, so you've got to run with what they say. But it's yeah. If I hadn't gone for this new style front cover, the newer one with a crank-driven oil pump, would have been a piece of piss, to be fair, because then the oil pump was on the passenger side of the car, it's down this side where there's no clearance issues. Put the new intermediate serpentine style in, because it's a crank-driven oil pump, more modern, more reliable, doesn't break as often, easier to climb everything else. Kind of regretting doing that now, but you know, hopefully it's making for good content for you guys. If anyone's got any ideas, if I'm just being completely thick here and it's been a long time since I've worked on MGBs and stuff, please comment, get in touch, just let me know what I'm doing wrong, because if there's an easy way to do this, I would definitely like to know.
Yes.
But yeah, so have me coffee, jack the engine up, and fingers crossed, plan C works.
Yeah, fingers crossed, guys.
So, one out, one to go in, but just to show you guys the height difference, what's that, about ½ inch, something like that, just shy ½ inch, it's got to be somewhere in that region, hasn't it? So, we're going to chuck that one in now. Chuck this one in now.
Woo!
Yeah, fingers crossed it falls in. You might have that's never nice to go up a couple of mil. And we've got your finger. That's 16 mil we've got clearance, isn't it? Well, 5/8 of an inch or 16 millish clearance. Going off the old finger measurements. And then 5/8, yeah. So that's the clearance that we've got. So, quick update, as you can see. Yeah, because I'm impatient, don't know, and I wonder where the band gets it from. Dropped the Crossmember out, and we've spaced it up 9 mil on the front, and I'm going to space it up 2 mil, which is well, it'll be whatever one washer is on the back, just so that it'll give it enough without being kind of overly. So little ends now, go on, keep going, jacking it up slowly as she goes, and then we'll get it back into its holes, make sure that it's going to work, and then here presto. But I'm going to pause it now because I need to kind of concentrate on this bit. It took another couple of steps backwards, honestly. Anyone want to buy an MGB? Nearly done, because this car really does hate me. I think it's going to be a shame get it all built and then I'll be scared to race it, because I think that's going to want to kill us. I think this one fighting again. So we've dropped the Crossmember out, put some spacings in there, as you can see on that side. This side's just pinged out. Try to get it back in, and it just it's crackers, because it should be long enough, the bolt, but for some reason it isn't. So I'm going to have to do some measuring with the sticking all the way through, and yeah. Oh, we both a bit sick today, aren't we? I don't know, sorry about the light there. Both a bit sick of this today, aren't we? You've getting a scare because the Crossmembers just fell out when you were low on the jack down, haven't you? Give you a bit of a shock. As far as the MG goes, it's in more bits than when we started. Again, sick of taking bits off this one. But as always, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. Hopefully, at least you're enjoying it, hopefully. The trials and tribulations of working on an MGB. And oh, little one's going somewhere. She's given us a little hang on finger, so she must be going to get something. But yeah, hopefully you're enjoying it. I'm feeling really old today. Oh. So it's oh, what have we got there? Like, subscribe and share. Top two mainly, innit? Like and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who's subscribing so far. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. Well, hello YouTube, welcome back. Been a busy old week. This video is kind of going to be 2 in 1, so there'll be bits of me in, just me on my own, because little legs at our mum's today, and there's going to be bits with the Ben in, because it's what we done last week as well, but we didn't kind of get what we wanted finished. So excuse, we've got wheels all over, wheels, tyres, everything. But where we left it last week was, yeah, so the as you'll already may or may not have already seen in this video, depending on how I edit it, the plan is to drop the Crossmember, space the Crossmember down and help with the caster, because at the moment it kind of sits, if you look sort of on an upward angle, it's got a slight X, so it sits a little bit flatter, but I'm going to space it down more at the front, which will help with the caster, because it'll put it a bit more like that, exaggerating, and also give me the clearance on the front bolts there on the other side to clear the steering rack, which I know it definitely does. But the issue that we ran into last week was when we had the space that we thought, like, right, happy days, all sorted, we jacked this up, put it back through, and the bolt, the top of the threads was kind of sitting flush with the top of the chassis leg, which was a bit of a bastard. But what I've since realised, it's on the screw you on this one, is these spaces here kind of were on the bottom, so it was don't know, I think this is the back bolt, but if you imagine it went up and then the cross member would sit here and then I was spacing this top edge, sorry, through the cross member, the top of the cross member, then I was kind of spacing down here, then this was going through the chassis. But you've got all this sitting underneath the cross member, which doesn't need to be there because all you need is kind of that. So what we're doing is basically have it like that, go through the cross member, so you'll have the cross member sat here, and then there instantly gives me, what's that, 5-6 mil. That in a washer or two is going to be the perfect amount. It's also going to move the threads further up so that I can put the half nuts on the front ones. I've definitely got one. I forgot to order a pack this week actually, but I know I've got at least one. I think there's another one somewhere lying around in the garage, but worst case we'll put a normal nut on and come back to it and swap that later. But yeah, so the purpose for today is basically to get this back in, get it onto 4 wheels again, so that it's kind of, I'm not keep doing 1 step forward and 1400 steps back. What we're also going to do before I put the cross member in is these engine mountings. So again, depending on how I edit this video, whether you've already seen this or not, the engine mountings on this have a bigger and a littler. So what we've done on the driver's side is took the littler one out here, which because I had 2 passenger side ones in, and I've put the standard driver's side one back in. But I think if you look at these, how they're offset, can't remember which way I've got it round, I think, because obviously it sits like that. I think I've got it so that that's at the bottom, so it's kind of keeping the engine up. So I want to turn that round and just to lower the engine as much as possible, because when I've put that in, we're back to where the bonnet doesn't shut because of the bloody air filter again. So my plan is try and do a bit swapsies and stuff with engine mounts, get the engine to sit nicely, because it's, looking at the gap there, I mean, I know it's got the taller rocker covers on, but I do believe that it's sitting way too high there. It's so play about with some engine mounts first, get the engine sitting as low as I possibly can, get the cross member on, and then that's it. So you might notice as well, we have a set of wheels. These ones are what were the rear wheels on the TVR. So got the tyres off, they're going for sale today. So just because it's the shit, they just don't fit. And what we've done on this, I've got tyres on there, I just put a spare one here, which is the same as the fronts, but with the front wheel on, we've got acres of space here between the wheel and the caliper, which is ideal. And then we'll buy another set of wheels for a set of wets. So these ones are sold, guys coming to pick them up Tuesday, I think, or middle of the week at some point. So them ones are sold, they're just waiting for collection. So that's the 17-inch, which won't fit on the front now that we've got the big wheels on. And then it's amazing how much kids like to play with slicks, I found out. So I've got 4 tyres that are too old. When you look at the sidewalls there, they're not very, I would use them myself, but I wouldn't like to sell them and kind of have anything going wrong as an issue on my conscience. So I'm just going to donate them to the Bairn School. Something else for the kids to play on and mess about with. They like to roll along with each, I think. Yeah, kids. But yeah, for the purpose of today's video, let's get cracking. Right, just a quick little update here. So just move it in. A little bonus while the cross members out. I've managed to have enough space to helicoil the clutch bolts. Happy days. So top bolt, the bolt I've put in is a little bit too long. I just need to take that one out, but my battery guns just kind of ran out of charge. So, but yeah, so I need to put a slightly shorter bolt in that one. Bottom one, I'll take it out and put a spring washer on just so that it's on. But yeah, happy days. So a little bit of a bonus job. Maybe she's starting to play. Touch wood, touch my head just in case. But engine mounts got done. So no, it's not the tidiest under there, like, but that one you can see the holes now in the middle. That side I believe is about the same, isn't it? Oh no, it's near the bottom, that one, but it's kind of, I think the engine's going to sit okay. I think the bonnet just about shuts, but I've got an idea I can possibly do that on the adjustment of the bonnet as well. So the plan now is to put that beastie there back in the car. So you can see on that side where I've kind of put the bolt through, that's my idea for the spacer. So that aluminium plate that was on the bottom, put it on the top, which will give us enough threads once the bolt's fully pushed through with a little washer on the top, and then fingers crossed that'll give us the clearance that I need for the rack, and also help with the amount of caster that the car has. So here's hoping, let's go. Woo, and quite possibly who? It's back in. Yeehaw. So as you can see, and if I just zoom, and we go zoom a bit further in there, you can see acres and acres and acres of clearance between the top of the rack and the bottom of the block, which is exactly what we wanted. And the spacers have actually worked. So we've got that and that, just tap them to make them a bit squarer. So it's got whatever that equates to, 1/4 inch maybe on the front, standard on the rear. Gaps between, I mean, that's shocking. That manifold's now on, it'll sit about there, so we've got clearance there. Obviously everything else clears as it was. So it's basically now, obviously the springs, they just sit in the shorter springs, so once it's up, it'll be all right. Might just cable tie something to keep them in future for when it's jacked up. But yeah, it's now just a case of you know, little things like put that back on, which I can do before I put the steering arms on. Obviously all that'll need to come off for the tracking and stuff anyway. But yeah, the most important thing is, as of today, it's ready to drop back onto 4 wheels if I want to. And don't know if I did say, didn't I, about the clutch. I've got that, you can just see the pipe hanging down there, slave cylinder pipe hanging down there. I've managed to, while the Crossmember was out, there was acres of room to get a helicoil kit in, so we've done that. Oh, just stand up there. Oh, bloody hell, getting old. So the engine is in the way it's going to have to be in, I think. I say these water covers are the taller options, because you can tell, because they're straight. Normally the Rover ones kind of come down with this, so, but looking here, the gap on there, it's about the same either side. So yeah, I'm going to adjust the bonnet, kind of get the bonnet to sit up as much as I possibly can at the back, which, to be fair, it'll kind of help with the under bonnet temperatures, airflow, etc., things like that as well. So, but yeah, today I'm actually starting to like this car again. It's amazing, isn't it, when she starts to play, how you can go from hating it to liking it again in a matter of an hour. But it's been emotional, this little process. Just goes to show, when you're doing cars, especially kind of race cars, and building them as you go and stuff, it's never ever straightforward. But hey ho, it is what it is. The main thing is, as I say, Crossmember's back in. The only thing I need to do on it is, you can just see down there, I couldn't for the life of me find the other half nut nylock, so I'll get a couple of them during the week, and then I can get that on and get that one tightened up. But everything else is on and tight and everything like that. So yeah, so that's it for the MG for today, folks. Like I say, I'll get this one edited, and so that you're hopefully enjoying our content. If you are, please remember to like the video and subscribe. It is making a massive difference. I know we're just a small channel, but you know, hopefully one day, you never know, we might be up there with the best of them. But next video, those will be gone. Those will be gone. Hopefully the wheels there will be gone. But we're going to get on with the brakes on this one again. So I've got me bits in here. So we've got the longer bolts there. Some nice bits at 1/2 inch by 8 inch aluminium. So we'll just need to drill them so that'll kind of space the caliber out for what we need for the disc. Got the repair kits there. So yeah, it's that'll be the next video, probably next weekend, and we'll get on to that, so about a week or so's time. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. If you have, as I say, please like, please subscribe, and all that carry on. Share with all your friends, anyone who you know who likes motorsport, who just likes tinkering with cars, who likes classics. Well, the TVR is a classic now as well, isn't it, I suppose, so they're both classics. But yeah, please share it with all your friends. You know, if there's any content that you'd like to see me doing on these cars that we're not doing at the moment, again, drop us a comment, let me know. But yeah, we've got, what is it, we're nearly into December now. At the time of filming this, it's going to be December next week, so times are ticking. Me kind of deadline to get the MG back on the floor for good for December, like for Christmas, might be pushing me luck a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. It's kind of just got to keep on plodding, haven't you? But yeah, as always, guys, stay safe. Thank you very much for watching. All the best, and we'll see you on the next one. Like, subscribe, and share. Top two mainly, innit? Like and subscribe. Thank you to everyone who's subscribing so far. Hopefully you're enjoying the content.